What's going on? We back with some Lions talk. Appreciate everybody for checking in one time for the one time we grinding. Motor Street Sports Talk, we in the building. Let's get into it. So the Detroit Lions draft the quarterback in the draft, or is Connor Cook good enough to, be Matthew Stafford's backup quarterback? And I said it before, I believe they should draft a quarterback in the draft. If you feel strongly about any quarterback at any time in the draft, I think you should pull the trigger and not have any regrets. But, I think the scenario for the Lions is to take a quarterback rounds 2 through 7. That's what I believe. Get a developmental quarterback. Not saying that he comes in right now and starts above Matthew Stafford, but you got to start having formidable backups. You know what I'm saying? And developmental backups. I think that's one of the ways of that's one way of the Patriot way that I love is how they kept having good quarterbacks behind Tom Brady. Not pretty much this year, but Jacoby Brissett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Hoyer was very formidable. Ryan Mallett, all my Michigan fans remember Ryan Mallett. They thought he had some promise, but it's really not a risk, financially once you go through rounds 2 through 7 to get a quarterback. And you have to start thinking about it because Stafford go down, then it's a wrap. You also got to start thinking Stafford been in the league 10 years. That's not the average lifespan in the NFL. It's like 2 or 3 seasons. So he's older. He's playing above, he's above his prime rate right now, physically. Mentally, that's when it should all start kicking in for Stafford, where he started playing the game on an intellectual level more than the physical level, right around his age. But in my opinion, I think it's very, very, I think it has to happen. Seriously, I think it has to happen where they take a quarterback in the 2nd through 7th round, find somebody to develop. He can build with the offensive coordinator, Darrell Bevell, the quarterback coach, whoever that may be. And, and if, the one bad thing about it is that, with that quarterback, you probably won't, have him be a big part of the squad while he's on his rookie deal. That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Unless Stafford gets hurt or something like that. I think it was a 3 or 4 year deal when you're in the 2nd or 5th, whatever it is, whatever the situation may be. But, they need a developmental quarterback, and if Stafford is still playing at a good level, good high level, he producing somehow, some way around that time, then you take the quarterback, you showcase him in preseason, you showcase him in some garbage time, and you trade him for an asset, for a pick or something. But that's how the game should be going, and I understand they want to keep a veteran quarterback behind Matthew Stafford, but a lot of veteran quarterbacks are just as hopeless as rookie quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You have Connor Cook on a practice squad, and sometimes you may have to carry 3 quarterbacks. That just may be what it is. You might have to carry 3 quarterbacks. The Lions don't use a lot of, this year they use more of the fullbacks, but you don't need 3 tight ends on the roster, This is my personal opinion on that. But yeah, I like that fact that they could draft a quarterback, not to start over Stafford right now, but to get some stability around Stafford, to get some stability to the future. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, you need somebody you come in there and you can build and they could grow in your system. Aaron Rodgers, he took 2 years off or something like that. He sat behind Brett Favre and they rebuilt his mechanics. People forget that. He was holding the ball all the way to his ear hole at Cal. That's what Tetson, whatever his name, Jet Tetson, whatever was his coach's name, that's what he preached. So the quarterbacks get the hands, get the ball out quicker. They built Aaron Rodgers' mechanics up. They fixed his footwork. They got him used to the 3, 4, 5 on the 3, 5, 7 step drops. His accuracy game up, and that's how Aaron Rodgers was so accurate. He wasn't accurate at Cal. They built his mechanics back up, and that's what you do with a rookie quarterback. You build his mechanics back up from the ground up. Now you can really get with him. Now, and particularly what type of quarterback should the Lions look for? Classic pop, drop back, spread, mobile quarterback, dual threat, whatever. Pretty much whatever they like. You know what I'm saying? Whatever guys has the characteristics of a quarterback. And I'm not just talking about physical. I like to talk about, is he a hard worker? Is he dedicated? Is he a choir boy? I like to have my quarterback as a choir boy. Now that's one position I do. Clean, cut, don't go out and party, no party type quarterbacks, study, gym rat, field rat, whatever you want to call them for football. That's what I like. And then we talk about, all right, can he make all the throws? Is his arm big enough? Is his hands big enough when we go outside? Is he accurate? Is the reason why he's not accurate because his mechanics, his footwork, can we rebuild him? Can we help him? All right. Can he listen? Is he smart enough to go to the board? Can he retain, retain, the plays? Can he, be a leader, or can he call the plays in the huddle? Can he, pronounce the verbiage? Then we start talking about all of that type of stuff. We see what we can and what we can't work with him on. You know what I'm saying? He's a spread quarterback. Can we put him under the center, 3 steps, 5 steps in the hit, 7-step drop, get the ball out, hit the back foot right on time. Don't pat the football. Can he look off DBs? We seeing what he can and what he can't do, and you got to check all those boxes off and say, okay, can we fix this? Can we work with this? And it wouldn't be bad to get a mobile quarterback, but does he have the arm talent? Does he have the mechanics, the discipline to play from the pocket? Every quarterback has to play from the pocket if you're going to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That's just what it is. You're going to have to make a certain amount of plays from the pocket, each game just to get to that level. You don't have to be Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. You could be more like Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson, but you got to be able to make plays from the pocket. And that's what you're looking at. You look at Connor Cook. Can they rebuild Connor Cook? Well, Connor Cook can actually sit on the practice squad. Nobody really wants him. They can see what he can do from a physical standpoint. Can they fix him? Can he retain his offense? And sometimes, a lot of these coaches today, they be trying to get a round peg and trying to put a round peg in the square peg hole. And you see, you get marginalized if it's not a scheme fit. You can't go out there and ask Russell Wilson to beat Tom Brady, and sit in the pocket all the snaps. You can't ask the same thing for Drew Brees. You can't ask them to do what they asked, when Michael Vick used to do. It ain't getting work. You can't sit there and ask them to do the read option like Lamar Jackson or RG3 used to do. You can't ask them to do that. And a lot of coaches do that. They draft players that don't fit their system thinking they can change them. No, he is what he is. You only can tweak his mechanics. You know what I'm saying? You only can build around him. And that's just what it is. And I like to see the Lions, build a quarterback up and have him fit the scheme. So by the time Stafford get to go, his contract is up, then you got somebody to, be the replacement. And if he ain't the replacement, then, you got him for cheap, then you just bring another quarterback in. But if Stafford's still playing at a high level, bringing Super Bowls here, then you move him. Then you do it all again and develop another quarterback. But I think it got to happen. I think it's imperative that they take a quarterback in the draft. No veterans, rookie quarterback. And if Connor Cook is going to be your veteran quarterback, let him be. You're going to have to carry 3 quarterbacks. That's just what it is. Or you got to just Connor Cook on the practice squad. That's just what it is, because they can't just keep running with Matt Castles and guys like that, man. We got to have a respectable quarterback, or some quarterback with promise behind Stafford. As far as taking a quarterback in the first round, I'm not sure about that, or the second round at that. The Lions got 2 glaring weaknesses on defense in the pass rusher and the middle linebacker position that needs to be addressed in the first few rounds. And the middle linebackers are a dime a dozen. Good middle linebackers just don't pop up like that. I like the dude, Devin White or whatever it is from LSU. I like the guy Bush from Michigan. Those 2 good linebackers. But as far as the defensive back situation, I want to bring in Jalen Ramsey or a veteran cornerback that been there, done that. No more time for developing DBs, man, and teaching them how to turn their head around. We need DBs that can turn their head around already. We need DBs to come out the box already built. Okay? I don't need to be putting these dudes together, showing them how to turn their head. Bring in Jalen Ramsey, draft another cornerback in the middle rounds, bring back Ford, and you could bring back Jamal Agnew. That's it. Everybody else, man, kick rocks. Shed, Lawson, the rest of them. And you move Davis to the outside linebacker position. He's better. He's a better pass rusher than a cover guy. But like I said before, it's imperative that the Lions go get them a quarterback. No more of these veteran bums. Don't bring back Matt Castle or nothing. I know they don't want Stafford to feel the heat behind him, but you can't be content with 10 years of losing, 10 years of subpar stats, 10 years of not winning a playoff game. You got to put fire on that ass sometimes to bring the best out of guys. And Stafford has never had an ounce of pressure, from, quarterback, behind him. Sean Hill came in and balled out, but he wasn't no threat for real to Stafford. So that's how I look at it, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Motor City Sports Talk gonna be active this morning. Got one more video coming behind this one as well. Blessings. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, And if you want to reach out to me with video requests or a question business inquiry, you can reach out to me in the email. All that information is in the description. If you want to make a donation to the channel, that link's always there. You can do me one better. Share the videos, man. Help grow the brand. Once again, I appreciate everybody for checking in. Motor C Sports Talk. We in the building. This your boy CJ Goodfella. Yeah, we in the D. That's Detroit 313. What up, though, all my Detroit players out there and all my Lions fans outside the state of Michigan. Y'all know what it is. We